Shalom, party people, and welcome to the 12th C. Human factors, lack of teamwork. I want to read to you out of John 17, and this is a prayer that Yeshua had for us before he went and died, and then later ultimately rose again. I'm going to start in verse 6. I have revealed your name to the men whom you gave to me. Out of the world, they were yours, and you gave them to me, and they have guarded your word. Now they have come to know that all you gave to me is from you, because the words which you gave to me I have given to them, and they have received them and have truly known that I came from you, and they believe that you sent me. I pray for them. I do not pray for the world, but for those whom you have given to me, for they are yours, and all mine are yours, and yours are mine, and I have been esteemed in them. And I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to you. Set apart, Father, guard them in your name, which you have given me, so that they might be one as we are. When I was with them in the world, I was guarding them in your name, which you have given me, and I watched over them, and not one of them perished except for the son of destruction, that the scriptures might be fulfilled. And now I come to you, and I speak these words in the world, so that they have my joy completed in them. I have given them your word, and the world hated them because they are not of the world, as I am not of the world. I do not pray that you should take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the wicked one. I'm going to read that verse again, verse 15. I do not pray that you should take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the wicked one. They are not of the world, as I am not of the world. Set them apart in your truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, I also send them into the world. And for them I set myself apart, so that they too might be set apart in truth. And I do not pray for these alone, but also for those believing in me through their word, so that they all might be one, as you, Father, are in me and I in you, so that they too might be one in us, so that the world might believe that you have sent me. I'm going to read verse 21 again. So that they all might be one, as you, Father, are in me and I in you, so that they too might be one in us, so that the world might believe that you have sent me. And the esteem which you gave me, I have given them, so that they might be one as we are one. I in them and you in me, so that they might be perfected into one, so that the world knows that you have sent me, and have loved them as you have loved me. Father, I desire that those whom you have given me might be with me where I am, so that they see my esteem which you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. O righteous Father, indeed, the world did not know you, but I knew you, and these knew that you sent me. And I have made your name known to them, and shall make it known, so that the love of which you loved me might be in them, and I in them. In that, when Yeshua was praying for us, something that we cannot ignore is that he was praying for unity in the body, us together. If you trust Yeshua with everything that you've got, we have to be united as one. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have squabbles and differences on, petty little stuff. But we have got one mission. We have got to be advancing the gospel. We have got to be making sure that other people have the opportunity to know him for who he is. Yeshua didn't pray that we would be taken out of the world and that, all of our stuff be made easy. It's one of those that, we're supposed to be in the world, but not of it. And I know so many believers who are of the world, just like it, but they recuse themselves. They're of the world, but not in it, instead of in the world and not of it. And that's something that, I've been guilty of myself. And so as angry as it makes me to see that, it's something that at the end of the day, we have got to be united together in Messiah. We can't be facing these petty little differences and dividing over those kinds of things. Now, there are things worth dividing over, don't get me wrong. But we have got to realize that just because someone doesn't keep the exact same ways that we do, just because somebody is of a different, denomination tradition than what we are, just because, they have a different worship style than what we have, just because they read a different Bible version than what we do. If they're chasing after Messiah, regardless of everything else, if they're chasing after Messiah, we're on the same team. And we have got to be working together in advancing the gospel. That doesn't mean we all have the same mission, the exact same specific marching orders. It's a big army. But we've got one goal. One set goal that we are all focused on. So task, purpose, even individual marching order mission units may look a little bit different, but the overarching goal is the same. We are to make him known to the world. And that's a big, big task that's in front of us, and no one's going to do that on their own. You can go into 1 Corinthians 12, I believe, and you can look at the whole passage in there on different spiritual gifts and how they work together as a body. But the core of that passage is going into, we're all one body, and we may, be different parts of that body. We're all going to have slightly different functions, but we're all marching together to achieve the same goal. And there's an author that I really deeply respect, that he had a quote, something to the effect of, we have Calvinism versus Arminianism. We have Catholic versus Protestant. We have, pre-trib versus, amillennialism or whatever. And, everyone's got these hills that they're, infighting, arguing over. And he's like, as if the world outside dying cares about our little squabbles. If we are spending more time arguing amongst ourselves, and not like, hey, rational discussion, this is what I'm seeing in scripture, let's see this together. But like true blue, like cutting people off because they believe differently than we do, that is disunity. That is not unity. And we end up chasing after things in scripture that becomes these big hills that we're trying to, defend, that's not specifically the gospel. It's like we can discuss those things, but if it's not advancing the gospel, that is becoming a secondary issue and not a primary issue. And there's a lot of people who are treating like primary and tertiary things on the same level, and they're not. So let's kind of have a little bit of perspective on this, as if the world dying outside cared about our internal squabbles. They don't. They need the truth. They need to know who Messiah is. They need to know that they have been bought with a price. They need to know that he is calling them to a new life, for life in full. And that is going to cause them to have to answer that call in one way or another. And if they answer it in the affirmative, they're going to look radically different as they are walking with Messiah. And there is discipleship within that. There is spurring other believers on with that. But we have got to be focused on advancing the gospel and not infighting within ourselves. We are one team. We have got to work together. Yeshua prayed that we would have unity. He prayed that things wouldn't get easy for us, but that we would focus on him, who he is, and be united together. And ultimately, one day, we're going to be with him forever. Good friend of mine who, praise Yah, he's a believer now. I remember meeting him years ago, And, we hit it off pretty well. And then I was worshiping in church, and it hit me. If I was before my Maker right now, it was all over, and I was before him right now, this dude's my friend, and he wouldn't be beside me. And that terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. We need to have that level of burden together collectively for those who are lost, and not be focused on these infighting things of, this is so important that I'm going to die on this hill. Let's have rational discussions, but let's keep them in perspective. And I am so guilty of having things that are not important in the grand scheme of things become primary issues for me. And let's face it, a lot of us are that way too, because we're tribal. We need to realize that we're on the same team. If that person is chasing after Messiah, we're on the same team. We need to work together, pray together, serve together. Oh my gosh, shoulder to shoulder serving, that interdenominationally, I think that would fix a lot of problems. And I've seen it firsthand. So why can't we keep doing that together? Let's get out of these stuffy, dusty rooms and actually go get dirt underneath our fingernails, pray with people, love on people, serve people together. And then I think we will see the radical change that we want to see in the world. Don't go alone. Go do hard things.